Chapter 4: The Round Hat Shop. The first thing Madison noticed was a green, hairless cat. It was up on a shelf above a stack of hats. The cat had on a feathered beret, a dash of panache that made Madison sway. Seeing how this day was going, she half expected it to talk. "Don't mind Gabby Gab," Tilda said. "That cat adores following people around. Her great talent is to help you choose the best and most fabulous hat." "May I touch her?" asked Madison May. "You may, but with any animal, best ask her first. What's the worst that can happen? She isn't cursed." Gabby purred as Tilda straightened a flowery bonnet on a stand. "Hello, cat." Madison May leaned in and asked, "Would it be okay if I pet you?" "Oh, I love to be petted. You know I'm much softer than I look. Some say I feel like velvet." Gabby arched her back into Madison's hand, inching closer to the edge of the shelf. She let out an odd meow that sounded just like the croak of a toad. "Again, a talking animal," Madison muttered to herself. Gabby and Tilda, of course, overheard. Yet she wasn't as shocked this time. Today, it made a weird sort of sense. "Not just any animal, a fabulous feline," Gabby crowed. "Yes, hello," Madison May said back to the cat, reaching out to pet her again. "You are very much a cat, but I've never seen one so green and hairless." Here, Gabby pressed a smooth back against her palm. "Before. Wow, you are really soft." "I know. Isn't it wonderful? I adore being one of a kind." Gabby pawed the chic feather in her beret. "How I came to be is a wonderful tale, a love story." "Give her a chance to look around before you start spilling juicy details," Tilda said. "Oh, very well," Gabby pouted. Then she meowed a croak and leaped from the shelf. "You need to find something for your head. It's not every day that a girl like you gets a Tilda Pinkerton hat, though it could be if, that is, a girl like you could create something wonderful and altogether clever." Gabby pranced on tiny green paws, following Madison May through the stores. "So many hats!" the girl exclaimed. "How can you choose just one?" "Within the whole collection, only one, your personal hat, fits you to perfection," Tilda said. Madison May looked up and down a hallway overcrowded with hats to see where Albert might have gone. From outside, the shop didn't look all that vast, yet Albert was nowhere in sight. "How big is your shop, Miss Tilda?" "As vast as your imagination. That could never, for 1 second, be contained in one place, Miss Madison Pace." "I'm having a hard time imagining how this shop just appeared. I mean, where did you come from?" Madison asked. "From far away," Tilda answered. "I'm setting up shop around this lovely earth of yours, whenever I see a need for a hat, wherever that occurs." "How about this one?" Gabby asked, circling an exquisite butterfly hat. Madison May turned to the bonnet full of flowers, with delicate creatures perched at the top. "Wow, that is so big and beautiful," she cooed. "Where would I ever wear it?" "I found a fireman's hat and a policeman's hat, an aviator's hat, and a golfing visor. Dad would love this one." Albert trundled back down the hallway, toting a cache of professional hats. "Every hat you can think of is here." "More than that, too," Tilda noted. "There are countless uniform hats just in blue." "Awesome," he breathed. "So where did you come from, and how are these hats magic?" Albert demanded to know. "He doesn't believe that magic exists," Madison May explained. "Ah," Tilda said. "Sometimes you have to see to believe. As to where I come from, well..." Tilda thought a moment until Gabby jumped in. Tilda is from a magical place. So magic, it's sensational, she said. My grandmother got to go there quite a few times. Our grandmother lives up that hill with Grandpa, Albert decided to share. She always seems sad. Could one of these hats really make her feel better? You never know what a hat can do, Tilda said. Send your grandmother down to the shop to check out the collection. I see you've found quite a selection. Tilda nodded at Albert's armload of hats. Do you want to fly planes and be a fire guy and a policeman all in one? She asked. That could be fun, but you'd always be busy, forever on the run. I don't think so, Albert said. I just thought they all looked so cool. I have no idea which of these hats a rich businessman would wear. You can't have that many, Albert. Miss Tilda is giving us one hat each, Madison made clear. A rich man might wear a golfing visor, Gabby suggested, rubbing against Tilda's tall boots. Tilda reached out and Gabby jumped in her arms. True, Tilda agreed. Or a rich man going over a business affair might have a green visor like bankers used to wear. Tilda reached behind Albert and produced the very visor. I missed that one, Albert said. That's cool. With the stacks of cash and coins you've rolled, this'll shield your eyes nicely from the brightness of the gold. I sure wish I had stacks to count. Can I try it on? Albert pleaded. Of course. Tilda handed it over. Albert put down the other hats and slipped the green visor on. The other hats floated back down the hall to find their usual resting spots, and Albert didn't even notice. Instead, he strutted up and down Tilda's hat shop, proudly crying out, Look at me, I'm rich. I count all my gold in piles of cash from my grand ideas and some very good deals. It fits you perfectly and is yours if you like it, Tilda said. Thank you, Miss Tilda. I really don't have any money to count. Otherwise, I would buy every one of these hats. Everyone has to start somewhere, Tilda smiled and pet her hairless cat. Perhaps your visor will help you see what you didn't before, if you stay aware. Albert smiled back, reaching up to touch his visor. Tilda turned to Madison May. And what about you, Miss Pace? Madison May had spotted a very pretty bonnet. This looks like the one my grandmother wore when she was young, she said. Then she put it on. Très joli, cried the fish named Frank through a watery mouthful of bubbles. That means very pretty, Tilda translated. Your fish is wearing a hat. What kind of hat is that? Albert asked. It's a beret that matches his sunglasses, Tilda said, and then quietly to Albert, their prescription for helping him read during classes. I've got an idea, Madison May announced as she strode through the shop in her bonnet. If I sewed something new onto Grandma's old dresses, it could maybe start a trend, perhaps a new fashion. And make money, Albert said. That's a very good plan, Tilda agreed. The fashion designer and the think money man. She'd love to see these exciting new ideas sprouting in their minds. Something new, mused Madison May, running her hand along fabric. Like a place to hold her cell phone. Yes, Albert cried. That is new, and she's always losing it too. Boom! Came a sudden loud blast. Gabby leaped to Tilda's shoulder and dug in her claws. What on earth was that? Tilda gasped, painfully removing one of the paws. Our grandpa, Madison May said, forlorn. He's outside shooting again. Probably it's Sammy, Albert said. Ow! Tilda struggled with the cat's other paw. Unhooking the dew claw, she tried not to pull it. Let's hope he has his helmet on and dodges every bullet. Gabby moaned lowly, which sounded like a croak. The rest of them looked glum.
Tilda Pinkerton makes learning fun and bright at her magic hat shop. Wonderful website. Tilda Pinkerton.